Look at this. Just completely empty.
Is it slightly unsettling to be living in the United States at this time?
Yes, it is.
Are you at all worried about your own health and the health of your family?
Well, of course. The United States has a really fractured health system, and Americans have a very strong view about freedom and liberty. When you shut down an economy, the threat is civil unrest. I think the increase in gun sales and the increased military presence and National Guard presence on the streets indicates that leaders share that view.
Few Australians have as close an insight into the mind of President Trump as Joe Hockey, Australia's former ambassador to the United States. During his 4 years in Washington, D.C., he enjoyed rare access to the president and his closest aides.
Unquestionably, the president was slow out of the gates. Donald Trump is not someone that readily relies on expert advice. Throughout his life, he's operated on gut instinct, and that's been very successful for him. But on this occasion, you have to take the expert opinion. Whenever I've met with him, it's clear that he is very careful about his personal hygiene. He takes a view that his behaviour is what everyone should do, and therefore they won't get the virus. Well, that's changed.
Hockey is now permanently based in the US, and he records his morning walks through the empty streets of Washington.
Why am I documenting this? Well, because I want my kids to remember how significant this event has been, not just for the United States and Australia, but for the whole world. There's just no one around.
Are you tempted to come home?
I've started up a business here, and I've got to make it work. And you know, after 24 years of public life, where it's an endless sea of events and meeting people, I feel like a monk that's gone into a monastery, and it feels pretty good that we can take the moment to reflect. That, you know, hopefully it makes us better people.
You doing some home cooking?
Yes. I'm a shocking cook. I'm not bad if I can eat, but I can't cook. And, you know, I'm doing everything, washing, cleaning the bathrooms, washing the dogs, the whole thing. You know, my signature dish is rice and canned tuna.
The virus is changing how we all live and interact. As Joe Hockey watches his former colleagues grapple with the crisis in Australia, he says there is an important lesson for our country.
The world that we're going to inherit in, you know, from the end of this year on is going to be very different to what we've lived in. I think you're going to see the world divide into 2 or 3 camps. You're going to see America look inward about all of its supply lines, massively reduce its reliance on China, India and the rest of the world for a lot of its supply lines. What we want in Australia is to be there as a close ally and make sure that we're part of the American narrative and they don't leave us behind as they take on a very new direction.